Hey guys, looks like it's beer 30. Let's go see what's in the fridge today. Hey guys, welcome to Gregsbeerreviews. Today's beer comes from New Holland Brewing. Guys, I did a bunch of their beers when I first started doing beer reviews, and other than their Dragon's Milk, I have not been super impressed. They do very, very well, a great job on the Dragon's Milk and different versions of that beer. Uh, this was sent to me by Brad. This is their Pilgrims Dole 2016 version. It's got it on the back here. This was bottled on, looks like 10/31 of 16. I believe that would be Halloween, would it not? Halloween of 2016. I think they've already done the 2017 version. I'm not sure. Uh, Very nice graphics. Big bright orange cat. Big beer though, guys. This is a 12%er, and they're classifying this as a wheat wine. I don't think I've had any wheat wines, and I think I've got another one that somebody sent me in the fridge. It's a wheat wine. So I don't know what the difference between a barley wine and a wheat wine, other than the barley used and the wheat used in the brewing of this beer. It does say this thing is ale aged in bourbon barrels. So I don't know how much bourbon we're going to get or what to expect from this. So Brad, thanks again, my brother. I do appreciate you sending it to me. Final beer of the evening for me. So big 12%er, guys. Drink this one at home unless you got a designated driver. Somebody's going to drive you around after you've had something of this magnitude. One of these is enough to get you a DUI if you're driving. Just remember that. Drink responsibly, guys. Like I said, this is a 2016. Untapped has it at 12% and 68 IBUs. Commercial description: a barley wine style ale made with 50% wheat malt. That's why they're calling it a wheat wine. Aged in bourbon barrels. Sounds pretty tasty, pretty interesting to me. So we will see what this brings to the table. I do want to give you a heads up, guys. You probably noticed I'm only posting one beer review a day for the last week. The fridge has gotten kind of thin. I've done all the IPAs and the hop forward beers and the lighter ABV beers. So we've gotten into the bigger beers and the darker beers now. And I'm only posting one a day again. And once those run out that people have sent me, we'll get into the closet and some of the cellar beers that are bigger beers. And we'll continue doing those until they run out. And then they won't be one a day. They'll be kind of sporadic after that. Been doing this over 7 years, about tasting everything that can be tasted. There's still new stuff coming out all the time. And I do appreciate everybody that sends me beers. You guys are awesome. You really are. So let's see what it brings to the table, guys. I don't think there's anything else we need to talk about. So let's stop talking and start pouring. Let's see what this, and the opener that I have, the orange one, matches the bottle and the cap. Very nice. If you open it, let me know. If you need a t-shirt, let me know. Very little hiss. Not much smoke. And while I'm pouring, I'll tell you the cheeses are pungent: Gorgonzola, Limburger, tangy, Brick, Adam, feta. It says general digestive, meat is shellfish, game, and grilled meat. Let's stand this thing up because it doesn't look like it was pouring very much of a head. Doesn't seem to be very well carbonated, or heavily carbonated, I should say. As far as snifter, oversized wine glass. I got my favorite snifter today, guys, a Sovereign beer glass. It says here can be sold for long periods of time. Well, it's already been in the bottle. Today is the 16th of September 2017, and it was done in October. So we've got 9, 10, 11, 11 months, somewhere in that vicinity right there, guys. It pours a rich red ruby color, mahogany color. Let's get it to the nose. Faintness of alcohol, not getting a big bourbon note on it. There's some slight bourbonness to it, and it's right out of the fridge, so we're going to let it warm up and see if the bourbon notes come out a little bit more. Rich roasted malt, caramel, toffee, maybe a little bit of molasses. But I am getting some of the alcohol at 12%. Sometimes it's kind of hard to hide that much alcohol. Let's dive in and see what we got. Cheers, everybody. Cheers, Brad. I appreciate it, sir. Right off the bat, this is a big beer. I can tell it's a big beer by the malt taste that I'm getting and by the alcohol booziness that I'm getting. It's not super boozy, but you can tell you're drinking a 12%er. I mean, if you can't tell that, you've already had too many to drink already. But this is a big beer. A great candidate to cellar for 2, 3, 5, 10 years. It's got a very similar characteristics to a barley wine. It does have a nice sweetness on the back end. But with the wheat they've used on this, it's changed it up just a tad. Not so much heavy on the barley notes or the malty barley notes. Still got a pretty good aroma to it, other than the little bit of the alcohol that I'm getting. And that may subside once I let it come up to room temperature, which I am going to do, as I always do. But it is still kind of on the hot side as far as the booziness or the alcohol taste, even though it's been in the bottle 11 months. So let's let it warm up. Let's see what we end up with on this one. Let her taste it. But I do think it's still a little on the hot side. Maybe using 50% wheat. It's not letting the alcohol subside. I'm not sure. Still seems a little on the boozy side, but man, you got to realize you're drinking at 12%. If you're expecting a Budweiser, you're gonna be. This is gonna put your face down in the dirt. So, big beer. So let me sip on it for a while, see what we end up with, and I'll be right back. All right, guys, I'm back. I just left here. Just sitting on about 20-30 minutes or so. Very nice beer. It's a decent beer. The wheat, the 50% wheat they've used instead of barley, has given it a little lighter body than a barley wine is going to have, but still a very tasty beer. It's a little on the lighter side as far as taste and mouthfeel and all that. Didn't have very much carbonation. I don't have any lacing left on the glass. Decent beer. I mean, if you're used to drinking a barley wine, this is a lighter version of that as far as mouthfeel and taste. As opposed to a big, heavy, thick barley wine at 12%, which is what this is. I think it's selling very well. I think it's a very tasty beer. I think it's a well-made beer. Now that it's warmed up, I am getting a little bit more of the bourbon notes. It is a tasty beer, guys. It is. And the wheat, usually, and the wheat beers usually leave a little sediment in the bottle, and I did not get anything like that on this one. But it's still a very nice, enjoyable final beer of the evening. Big 12%er though. I enjoyed it. It's very nice. It's a nice change up from your typical barley wines, which is you got that heavier, thicker, sweeter uh, aroma and taste than this has. So, final chug. Very enjoyable. Now that it's warmed up, everything seems to be a little more subdued and balanced, uh, unlike it was when it was right out of the fridge. I was getting a little heavy booziness. Now, not so much. Either because I've been drinking on it for a little bit, or everything is opened up and it's more combined than when it was right out of the fridge. So, decent beer. It was a nice change up from a typical barley wine. I enjoyed it. I did think it was a little boozy, cold out of the fridge, but not so much now. It's very nice. But you are drinking a big beer, 12%. So I think it's an A beer. I'm gonna give it an A minus, guys. In my scale, I'm gonna give this a 90. Over to Beer Advocate. Beer Advocate says 88. So they have it in a very good range too. And over to Untappd, they have it at 4.17. That's definitely in their A category also. So it's an A beer all around, guys. It's a very nice wheat wine, and not a barley wine, but a wheat wine, because they've used 50% wheat in the brewing of this beer. So a little lighter taste. If you don't like that big, heavy, sweet, syrupy taste that a barley wine has, the wheat wine may fit the bill. So very nice. I enjoyed it. I'm not so sure. I don't know. Brad didn't tell me what this costs, but 12%. It's probably going to be a little on the pricey side. I'm just guessing there, and I would pretty much say that it was a 4-pack only. I'd be very doubtful that this was available in the 6-pack being at 12%, especially being a bourbon barrel aged beer on top of that. So I wouldn't be surprised if this one bottle, if you buy it by itself, would be between the $5 and $10 range, somewhere between there, for a 12% bourbon barrel age, and that's reasonable. That's about what everything else is going for in that range. That's a bourbon barreled. So I enjoyed this. It's a great final beer of the evening for me. So Brad, thanks again, my brother. I do appreciate you sending this to me. Let me give it a whirl. If you've had this one from New Holland Brewing, this is their Pilgrims Dole. This is the 2016 edition. And like I said, I think the 2017 edition is either out or pretty close, because I did see Untappd have it, 2017 listed there. So I didn't go look at that. So it's not quite to October 31st. That's when this one was done last year. So I'm not sure whether it's out or getting ready to come out. So 2016 version of this one. If you've had this, let me know what you think, guys. Until we meet again, let's go see what's in the fridge.